Nate came in and he said that, what I suspected is true. There is a collapsed lung. We'll have to admit you to the hospital. That night, the early morning of September 2nd, after falling asleep, my heart stopped and I had a medical code and was rushed into the intensive care unit. If I had been at home, my heart would have simply stopped at home and I would have died on September 2nd, 2011.
My son, Matthew, is kind of the all-American boy. Graduated high school at the top of his class. He was the class president. He was a state qualifying athlete. Went off to college and was student union president at John Carroll.
Matt is an amazingly strong person. And yeah, he's the best kind of brother.
In sophomore year, it happened that we had basically every single class together. And he was just really fun to be around, and we just got along so well. Like, he really was my best friend.
Beauty, intelligent, Cleveland sports fan. She screams louder than I do sometimes at the TV. That's best friend right there.
Yeah.
So I first met Matt in the late summer of 2011. He was a medical student and had been diagnosed with a lump in his neck. I remember being surprised because he was the first 24-year-old I'd ever had come to see me in clinic. After a biopsy, he actually had advanced adenocarcinoma of the lung, which was shocking to him and everyone else given his age and that he'd never smoked.
I know my son, and he likes to win. And, we had a point in the diagnosis where Matt turned on a computer and looked, when we knew it was lung cancer, and looked at the survival rate, at the dismal survival rate. And, I looked at him and I said, Matthew, in your life you have never been a statistic, and you're not going to start now.
And so we'd scheduled him to come back, I believe the following week, to start chemotherapy.
I remember Dr. Pinnell telling Mary Kay and myself that we had a new patient, a very nice young guy named Matt starting.
And we knocked on the door and walked into the room, and I saw Matt. He was sweaty, gray, leaning forward to be able to breathe.
He was immediately admitted to the hospital.
At that point, he was very near death. Right after we put the breathing tube in, his blood pressure just crashed. We realized that he had a large collection of fluid around his heart.
They needed to get a drain in there and remove the fluid so my heart could beat again. And so they, paged for a cardiothoracic surgery team. And when they were told, we'll have one there in 10 minutes, and he said that the kid he'll be gone in 10 minutes. We don't have that much time. And so he made the decision to do it himself.
Now I can admit that it was really a stressful time for the care team. You're fearing that anything that you do might make things worse. You race with time.
I never let myself think I was going to die. Even when I was in the hospital, I was always confident I was going to, kick the disease's ass.
Nate suggested that we have a test because there are mutations that are prevalent in young non-smokers who get lung cancer.
But it hasn't come back yet. We requested the test to be done, but it takes time. Well, let me just let him know of the case, more specific. So I emailed him literally around 11 in the evening.
And so I remember Ren Ashton walking in my IC room that morning and shaking my head and saying, "Congratulations, Matt, you're a mutant."
We learned he was ALK positive, which would make him eligible.
The drug had just become FDA approved, literally just a couple days before that.
But I think it was an amazing story of everyone coming together. I mean, this was one where the insurance companies, the drug companies, and everybody here, I think, were heroes that day to try to get the drug as quickly as possible.
If probably 20-some different people weren't doing exactly their job at exactly the right time, it wouldn't happen.
I think Mandy, the mom, really deserve incredible amount of credits. She works behind the scene and sometimes in front of the scene to make sure that everybody behave, everybody does the right thing for obviously, her beloved son.
He got the drug Saturday, and we felt like, we won the lottery. Wow, this kid got the drug.
I have never in my experience seen anybody respond like he did. He began to improve almost miraculously.
Within 48 hours, the fluid began to disappear.
And went from having drains in both lungs and coming out of the heart to walking out of the hospital on his own 20 days later. It was a miracle.
I remember taking a picture of him actually as he was leaving his room so I could send it to everybody who was involved in his care. And it was, I don't know, certainly one of the most remarkable periods of my career, being able to be part of that.
Now looking back, I think that's actually what medicine is all about. It's defying odds, is searching for hope when there's no hope. That 99.9% people are saying, we can't do it.
Cancer research saved my son's life. If Xalkori was not early approved, Matt would not be here. Cancer research saved my son, and we need more funds for lung cancer research.
There is more out there and more research and more treatments becoming available now than ever have been for the disease. It took these terrible things to happen to me and to happen to other people that tell their stories as well, but it's slowly but surely changing the face of the disease and bringing awareness to it.
Matt's standing in my living room in a suit with roses everywhere, and then he starts talking and I was like, oh my God, he's proposing. And he was probably saying the most beautiful things ever. And I had no idea what I was saying because the whole time I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And I just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God. And then he got on one knee, he gave me the ring.
I couldn't be more thankful that I'll be marrying her in 2 months because, without her and without, my family, I'd be dead.
Yeah, can't wait for Bud's best man speech. We're excited about that. Matt and I talk about that often.
Yeah, we do talk about that. No pressure.
Matt Nally, throughout your life, I want you to remember to never lie, steal, cheat, or drink. But if you must lie in each other's arms. If you must steal, steal kisses. If you must cheat, cheat death. And if you must drink with us, your family and friends. Family and friends, please raise your glasses. I'd like to make a toast to Matt and Allie, Mr. and Mrs. Matt Hisney. I love you both, and I wish you nothing but happiness. Cheers.
There was a lot of divine intervention for Matt to be here today. And I think that I'm very proud of the fact that he's given back a lot by speaking, about cancer research and not being ashamed or afraid to tell his story.